A wonderful morning to everyone who has joined today. From Manage Engine family, we would like to extend our warm welcome and sincere thanks to all our customers, partners, and users who are interested in our solution. Endpoint management and security is one of the main focus area of the Manage Engine. Let me introduce myself. My name is Cyril Raja, and I'm a product specialist with Manage Engine. I take care of the endpoint management products, including Desktop Center, and also I am a seasoned technical support engineer, assisting customers in their implementation, consultation, and troubleshooting in case of any challenges. In today's webinar, we will focus on endpoint management solution, which has different product portfolios under management and security. During today's session, we will be discussing Desktop Central Suite, which has management and security capabilities. Once again, welcome to Desktop Central training. Let's look at the training schedule. We are on the last week of season 4, which is onboarding, configuration, and hidden tricks. This is one of our endpoint management and security suite models. We have covered a couple of models over the past week, and we are currently running on the last week of this season. In case if you have missed any of our training schedules, you can always view them on the link that is shown at the bottom of the screen. If you are interested in the upcoming training series, please do register the same using the same link. Now we offer participation certificate to all the attendees in the season. Please note that your participation certificate includes series 1, 2, and 3. Please visit the URL below for more information. Let's look at the agenda for today, which is configuration, onboarding, and implementation of Desktop Central. We will have an overview of Desktop Central. Then we will be having a look at the architecture behind how Desktop Central works and how Desktop Central equips digital workplace in which machines segregated over the globe, and how effectively you can manage work from home machines. And we are adapting to the new model, and most of the employees are back to office. We can see how we can prepare to face the endpoints which is coming back to office. And we also see about the endpoint lockdown features. And we can also talk about how you can manage the local users and baselining the configurations, and some scenario solution and Q&A at the last of this training session. Okay. So let me start today's session. In case if you have any questions, we have a dedicated chat team. You can ask the question anytime. They are happy to answer all your queries. So let us start. What is Desktop Central? Desktop Central is an endpoint management solution that ensures all your endpoints are secure and enable the user to use them effectively for business. A popular research analyst called Foster defines UEM as follows. Product that provide a centralized policy engine for managing and securing employee laptops and mobile devices from a single console. In unified endpoint management, you can manage endpoint in a traditional IT management fashion. This includes patch management, application management, configuration deployment, OS deployment, tools for troubleshooting, and day-to-day management activities. Similarly, endpoints can also be managed with modern management. Windows 10 operating system supports modern management. It supports features like geo-tracking, geo-fencing, managing store application, profile distribution to enforce restrictions, operating system reset, and recovery. These are the features you can leverage when you are having Desktop Central as an unified endpoint management solution. So we have patch management, which helps you to deploy all the third-party as well as the security updates from all the vendors. And we do have an option to deploy applications. You can package an application, you can deploy it from a single console. And you can also push a configuration like scripts or or a wallpaper, you can do it from the same. And you have a centralized console which gives you a live inventory of all the endpoints. That includes your hardware and software details. And you can also take a remote control of your laptops as well as mobile devices from the product. And we do have a vulnerability management add-on. This will helpful for you to understood the vulnerability, and you can mitigate the same with the help of the product. And we do have an option to have a device level DLP. This will helpful for you to understand what is exactly copied on the thumb drive, who copied it. You have all the file shadowing option in this data loss prevention. And we do have a browser security option, which helps you to understand or block unwanted website, and you can distribute the add-ons, and you can make device up to the patch compliance or an ISO or a PCI compliance. That can be also done with the help of the product. And last but not least, all these features will be having a centralized analytics dashboard. You can get a detailed report on it. That reports can be scheduled or customized. So everything which can be managed and monitored in a single console. That's the beauty of this product. With Desktop Central Unified Endpoint Management, you will be able to manage desktops, laptops, mobile phones, tablets, servers, point of sale devices, and all the browsers in a single console. So these are the awards. Desktop Central, it's called Desktop Central, is recognized for Best Unified Endpoint Management Tool of 2021 as reviewed by customers in Gartner Peer Insights Customers' Choice Award. We are recognized for Unified Endpoint Management in Magic Quadrant for the second consecutive year. We are recognized for both traditional as well as modern management. Let's have a look at the Desktop Central architecture. Desktop Central is a client-server model application and an on-premises solution. You can have Desktop Central hosted in any one of the supported operating system. This architecture talks about how you can manage the local area network as well as the wide area network. When it comes to the wide area network, you can manage different remote locations from one console. They are connected over the internet or using a VPN or MPLS connection. For the machines that are present in remote sites, which are connected over a direct internet connection, we have a component called Secure Gateway Server. A Secure Gateway Server is a server that bridges the agent traffic to the central server when they are connecting over the internet. When it comes to remote locations, we have a component called Distribution Server, which is used to throttle bandwidth for the data traffic between the central server and the remote location. We will talk about this in detail once we are going to the training here. We can choose to have a machine either communicate directly or with the help of distribution server. You can also able to manage mobile devices using the Secure Gateway tool. With Desktop Central, you can manage multiple domains as well as work groups in a single console. You can deploy configuration targeting Active Directory groups or organizational units. So this is the architecture of how Desktop Central works on a typical enterprise. So you can manage the machines over the public internet as well as within VPN or within your lease line. So next, we do support Desktop Central. So in case if you are having a closed network, you can very well deploy Desktop Central there. And what is a closed network here? A network which does not have a connectivity to internet or limited connectivity is called as closed network. Even if you have a closed network architecture, you can still use Desktop Central to manage your endpoints. Now, Desktop Central is also available in AWS and Azure Marketplace. You can spin up a VM or you can spin up the application along with a cloud instance. And from that, you can very well provision. You can onboard the computers even though it's on a different location. You can get it managed. So it's also available in Azure as well as AWS Marketplace here. Now, Desktop Central is also available as a software as a service. You can sign up for the product and depends upon your region, it will map it to our data center. So Desktop Central runs on our own data center. We will not depend on any of the third-party vendors. You can sign up as a service and you can provision the machines which is on working from home. So in case if you want to know more about the software as a service solution, you can very well go through this link and you can sign up for it and you can do a trial on the same. Let's talk about what are the components that we need to run this application. There are essential as well as optional component. The Desktop Central server is a central component that you will install. It will provide the interface to the management console. The agent is also an essential component. You need this to be installed on the machine that you want to manage. There is also another component called notification server. And this is an interesting component. We will talk more about this once we go into the product. When we look at the optional component, we do have distribution server, which serves as a repository for patches, software, scripts that you have deployed to the machines on the remote office, which will create a unique replication policies for each location as per the bandwidth requirement. So it acts like a file server for each and every location. Then we have a secure gateway server. This is useful if you are going to manage machines that are not part of your LAN or your MPLS or within your IPVPN. So this will helpful for you to manage the machines connecting over the internet. I will explain you in detail on the upcoming slide. We will configure the secure gateway and I will show you the step-by-step instructions. And we do have a failover server. In case if you like to have high availability, you can make use of this. This is separately licensed. Moreover, you can also use a language pack to list the web console in your preferred language. And these are the supported OS. We support 3 operating systems as of now: Windows, Macintosh, as well as Linux. Please find the list of supported operating system on the screen. So the application server runs on a Windows platform, but you can manage the endpoints which is on Windows client as well as Windows servers as well as Mac OS as well as different distributions of Unix. You can very well get it managed from the central console. In case if you have any questions on the supported models or the OS versions, you can always get in touch with our support team. So this is our support email address. You can drop an email and you can get your queries clarified. Next, we'll talk about how we onboard a new computer to Desktop Central. So as I told earlier, Desktop Central works on a client server model, which means you need to have the agent installed in all your endpoints in order to manage them. So facilitate agent installation, we recommend 3 methods. You can install agent with the help of a group policy. And also you can have an automatic agent installation directly from the web console. You can add multiple domains and you can choose the machine from those domains and push out the agent from the console itself. And we do have scripts that you can use to install the agent with the help of an IP subnet or a IP range. You can also download the agent manually and also execute the setup directly on the end user's machine. It should be automatically report back to the Desktop Central server. I will going to explain how we can onboard the computer on the next few minutes. Next, we talk about the 90 minutes refresh policy. Desktop Central can scale small as well as large networks using our 90 minutes refresh policy. What is 90 minutes refresh policy? Every agent communicates with Desktop Central server once in 90 minutes. Even if you have 90 machines or 900 or even 9,000 machines, the 90 minutes will be divided between them and each machine will be given a specific time to talk to the server. The server has the intelligence to assign a time for each client to talk to the server. This is to avoid network congestion or bandwidth related issues. So the 90 minutes refresh policy is designed in such a way that the load of the server will be split evenly. And these are the ports which we used for Desktop Central. Desktop Central runs primarily on two ports, 8383, which is HTTPS, and 8027, which is TCP. This is used by the notification server. So this port runs under the TCP stack. It is like a network trap. It is having a two-way communication. So this will helpful for you to deploy the patches or a software or a configuration on demand to those endpoints which is on the other end. So 8383 port will talk to the Desktop Central server on an every 90 minutes of an interval, and all the data transfer is going to happen over the port 8383. So for the agent server communication, you need two ports, that is 8383 as well as 8027. Apart from these two ports, there are other optional ports that we need to open. The important ports are listed here. So in case if you want to have a remote control, you need to open the port 8443. And if you want to do a file transfer, you can also open the port 8031. This will helpful for you to do a file transfer or over the remote session. And this port 8384, which is helpful for you to distribute the patches to the machines, which is under to a distribution server. So all these ports are HTTPS ports, and not all these ports are not like a default one. You can very well modify these ports as per your infrastructure requirement. Let's see how we can deploy Desktop Central in a typical enterprise. Let us say John and his IT team is responsible for managing around 10,000 endpoints, and his head office in Dallas. And in the head office, the IT team sits in the head office, and there are 3,000 endpoints on the head office, and they have remote locations on London, Bogota, Chennai, and they have a few users, around 500 endpoints. They are all roaming users. They used to connect over the VPN to access the infrastructure resources. So this is how the typical infrastructure works for John here. But during the work from home scenario, so John has to access the endpoints over work from home culture to here. So we can typically split up into three types of computers we can manage during the work from home scenarios. So they are the regular users. They already have a VPN setup, so there's no problem with that. And next one, so those are new users. The users are moved to work from home because of this pandemic. So for those, John has to make sure that we to get the VPN for them to access the infrastructure resources. And last, we also have few users. They can work without a VPN too. So that means all their applications are SaaS based. So there's no need for a VPN to connect them. So John has to manage the machines which is on the public internet, as well as which is on VPN, and as well as the users in case if they are coming back to office. He also managed those endpoints once they are returning back to office. So let's see how we can deploy Desktop Central server and install agent to the computers which is on different location as well as in work from home. And these are the few challenges which we understood in case if an administrator has to face on the work from home scenario here. So if the computers are in the office, so there's no need to do an extra care for them. So it should be a plan, everything should be planned for those computers. In case if the computers are in the home, the users are working from home, there will be a lot of chances. It will be, the machines can be exposed. They can visit in unwanted sites, and also to increase the security or hardening, you will be pushing the configuration to harden it, or if you want to perform an extra authentications to log into your specific applications. And in case if they are coming back to office, you have to make sure you need to check the machines are patched properly. Then you can ask them to connect to your network. And you can, in case if it is not patched properly, you can also quarantine the non-compliance endpoint. So these are a few best practices once which we have to follow once the machine switches on work from home. And once they are coming back to office. So let's see how we can deploy the product. So now I'm going to explain how we can install Desktop Center and install a distribution server as well as a secure gateway on different locations. Let us assume I'm going to install Desktop Center on my Dallas office, which is my data center, and I'm going to deploy a distribution server on my London office. And I'm going to push a few agents to the computers or the desktops, which is on the London office. And I'm going to share the binaries to the users who is working from home. So you can download the product from here. You can very well download it from here. So you have a 30 days of free trial. You can download it. And to spin up, in case, so in this case, I'm going to manage around 10,000 endpoints. So for managing 10,000 endpoints, so this is the system requirements. So I can spin up a VM or a physical machine or a cloud instance, which is matching this hardware sizing. I can spin up a VM and I can install the downloader trial that will give the console of the product. So this is how the console works like. So it's a browser compatible tool, which will helpful for you to access the console anywhere. So you can access it with the help of a public IP or a public FQDN or a private IP of Desktop Central machine or a host name of the machine which is having the Desktop Central product. Okay. So first thing, you have to configure the secure gateway here. So the secure gateway is a component which helpful for us to communicate the computers which is on a different network. So secure gateway is an important one. Once you install the product, you can very well install the secure gateway component here. So this is the typical architecture how a secure gateway runs in an enterprise. So I'll be having my Desktop Central in my Dallas office, and I have another computer which is in my DMZ zone that will act like a secure gateway. This is responsible for managing the traffic from the public internet. The secure gateway uses the certificate the same as the Desktop Central server as well as the agents which is installed on the roaming users. So it will perform an authentication and it routed back to the Desktop Center. So you will be exposing the Desktop Central server, which is, you will be not exposing the Desktop Central server, which is on the data center. You will be exposing the machine which is on the DMZ zone, that is our secure gateway server, to the public internet. This will fetch all the traffic which is on the public internet. So this is how a typical secure gateway architecture works. So once you install the product, you will be getting an option to configure the secure gateway server. So under the security settings, you have a secure gateway server settings here. You can download the secure gateway server. So let me explain how we can deploy a secure gateway server. So I will run through a quick video. So you can install the secure gateway in any of a Windows machine. So this to have a specific system requirement. So you can, as I told earlier, you can download the component from security settings, and here is the place you need to give your public IP or a public FQDN. So this is nothing but this IP will be pointing out either the public IP or a public FQDN, pointing out the private IP of the secure gateway. Just give the public IP over that, then go to the security setting, secure gateway server. On the third option, you'll be having a button to download the secure gateway server. Okay. So download the secure gateway server. And the prerequisite is, so you are going to open the same ports inbound to the secure gateway server to the Desktop Central server. So just launch the application is just a plug and play installation. So it will ask you to give the details of Desktop Central server. That is the machine which has the Desktop Central server. Either it's an IP address or a host name, you can give it that. Say UI in the UI, you can give the server name and the port, the HTTPS port 8383, and the username and password. So the username and password is nothing but the credentials which we use to log into the console. So that's the first step. Next, it will validate the port connection from the secure gateway to the desktop central server. So once the port connections are good, next it will copy the certificates from the desktop central server to this particular secure gateway server machines. It takes 2 to 3 minutes to download the certificates. Once the certificate is downloaded, you can see the status of secure gateway into the same page in desktop center under the admin secure gateway server settings. So you see the secure gateway is done and up and running. It will give you a green check mark. So it will perform the authentication and it will tell you is succeeded or failed here. So likewise, you can deploy a secure gateway. Okay. So now we have the secure gateway ready and also the desktop central agent also ready here. Now we are going to push the agent from the console. So for that, we'll be going to the admin tab here, with the agent. So you have an option called domain here. So in this place, I can add my domain. In this push installation, from the desktop central console itself, I can select the computer objects and I can install the agents remotely. So for that, I'll be giving the NetBIOS name. It should need a domain username as well as password, because whatever the credential which you are giving here, we will access the admin $share of all the computer objects with the help of this credential, and we'll copy the agent binaries and we initiate the installation. So that's the reason we need an admin credential. So once it's done, you can see the list of computer objects which is on your infrastructure. So it will perform a sync and it will list out all the computer objects. So in the next tab, you'll be getting a button to install an agent. Okay? So that's how you install an agent which is on the same location. In case if the machines are in a different location, you can create a remote office. So let's say I have a remote office on London and I'm going to deploy agents for that. So before that, in my London office, I will be having around 1,000 machines. So I don't want all the 1,000 machines to come over my WAN to download the patches. So I will be having a file server, nothing but a distribution server on that particular location. So in that distribution server, I can configure a policy at what time it will get the patches or software from the desktop central server to this distribution server. I can configure the interval. So let us say every day from 6 p.m. to early morning 8 p.m. So it will download 8 a.m. It will download, or the patch will replicate from the desktop central server to this distribution server. Okay. So likewise, you can create a unique replication policies for each and every location. And we do also have an option to define the bandwidth. Let us say I only have 5 Mbps of an MPLS connection in my remote office to the desktop central server. I can tell desktop central just replicate the patches at a rate of 1 Mbps so that it will not choke my network bandwidth. So rest of the bandwidth will be using for my daily BAUs. So here, as per my current infrastructure, so my London office is just having 1 Mbps. So I can configure like even though 512 kbps of a replication from desktop central to this London office. So likewise, you can do it. So next part, we will configure how we can manage the users which is on working from home. So the users who is on working from home. So for that, I'll be creating a separate remote office called roaming users, since they are over the public internet and they can go to different places. I'm going to name that like that. So I can name it as roaming users. So the roaming users, I can ask them to directly connect to Desktop Center to download the patches or softwares. And we do also come up with a new architecture. Let us say, in case if a computer is working from home, I don't want them to connect over my VPN to download the patches or over the internet to hit my Desktop Center server to download the patches. That will anyway choke my network bandwidth. Anyway, if my VPN tunnel is a 1 gig tunnel and I have a 10,000 endpoints, if all the 10,000 endpoints hitting that 1 gig tunnel, it is going to choke my network bandwidth. Now to avoid the congestion, we also introduce a new feature. You have the instructions to tell what type of patches you want to install, what time you want to So from color code itself, you can understand the status of the machine on the other end. If the machines are green in color, they are turned on. If they are red in color, they are turned down. And moreover, you are able to understand, like in case the machine is not reporting for an n number of days, Desktop Central do have an option to send you an alert, like in case if a computer is not reported for past 15 days, it will notify to you. Likewise, if in case if a computer is not reported for past 90 days, it will also send you an alert and remove this computer objects in this management console and free the license for you. Likewise, it will also detect and add the new computer. I can ask Desktop Central to sync a specific OU or domain. In case if a new computer objects present are added to that particular OU, Desktop Central understood that particular computer objects and install the agent and it will notify to you. And we do also have an option to automate agent installation. So you can retry the agent installation of the console here. So there's no need for you have to be in console to on every time to see the. You can tell and next in a force of interval. So whatever the machine installation is, it will throw an alert or is handling the. And we do have desktop. So let's say IP scope different locations like this. I have London and Dallas. In case if a user once the pandemic on define this particularly understood which patient, which comes location to serve. Equal remote like where computer Desktop Central understood internet and they able this option to install any location agent configure the right IP scope desktop on the IP scope you have had. You on the computer to the Desktop Center. We'll be talking about we will go to work from home users. So there are use in case if you the Desktop to serve the patches over the public internet you can take remember use of public internet or internet. No issues. And case if there let us say US office have I have 1,000 machines which is already 1,000 users in the world. So in this case, I'll be so instead of hitting it will connect the patches. In roaming users, here. In case if you to gateway new run infrastructure each computer. This will have an on like update the public existing desktop central agent which is installed by particular computer. So I get video. From so in case if you touch with the chat agent link this file to this generic bat file. So in this generic bat file, I will be modifying public FQDN. I'm just verifying which IP it is hitting. So as of now, it is hitting to FQDN. And just giving I'm just giving the one. I'm just giving the desktop central. So here that communicate private public IP QDN. Set it indicates to the desktop central server. Any view one of the way or deploy come patch I can and just very applied just check I'm justifying then so on each every computer and coming back to how we can harden we not having hard tool when they are in the harden them. We do have an endpoint lock office that we have a USB device in configuration. So at the combine all is going to be and it will allow that just to use the SBs, and also even though the manager is connecting an external hard drive, it should be right. So so if wallpaper can be pushed from the console, and this patient everything can this is quite helpful. Startup script or any hard script to we not any 2GP which is on the whole same will be network with so script so it will be failed or you start up. So an agent is all stuff and you can deploy this product. It has been on around 30 resources policy to copying from you like file or copy folder if you have two configurations like computer based one. If integration as a use one, configuration even deploy startup. In case if I'm deploying system as a computer based one, this will be limited on that's allowed. So you can very well deploy both user as well as computer based configuration. So now I'm going to deploy a computer based configuration. That means I'm going to block the USBs of all my machines and I'm going to exclude a specific group of computers. So here I'm naming this, so you can name the configuration USB block, USB configuration. So you can, so disk drive stands for the external hard drives or the thumb drives, or the disk drives. Block this. You also block the block. So device excluding devices and solution you can, which is this is an technician you can add this inside ID here, or else you like allow a specific event ID. So let us say we're excluding HP drive, so that will allow only HP model will be get blocked. So any devices send if to the computer, the blockage here, just adding the policy. Going to deploy to all the machines in my infrastructure. So what happens here is we can also deploy based upon taking a location the policy wise to policy different location. Yes, yes. Going to see compute. So particular group of machines except this group of computers, this group of computers in the but should be this group of computer they so you can use the external hard drive groups in the product itself. So in desktop central option a group, you have an option that will create that. So let's you create a group. Right? Yes, fine. We also are see from that multiple create you can as a single group, and you can deploy the same a configuration or a patch computer product. So you can also import it. You can really import the here the static and static add in case of a new computer you need to add it. Just give the parameters alone. If a computer starts with a this case names TDC, move it to this particular group of computer. Move this to particular group. Likewise, I can computer base this. So whenever computer agent, if this particular maps to this particular and any software or configuration based on a it will not depend on the dynamic group itself. There's no need to redeploy this config. Install like and you can deploy it from the config. So option deploy compute startup. This computers will get the next refresh cycle. If you deploy immediate notification server comes to the picture, so it will invoke on command the computer and it will initiate a config on demand itself. And likewise, once the configuration is created, it will become a template for you. So that there is no need for you have to create a configuration again and again. If a configuration is ready, configuration collection and can be deployed to the targets. So whenever a new agent, whenever a computer which has a desktop central agent on, so I can have all these three configuration in a single job and I can deploy. So you can structure your baseline. For example, this is a single configuration that's going to baseline at me. You can very well add multiple jobs like hardening a particular endpoint or modifying the registry details. So everything can be done from a single configuration. So you can modify or add or import a registry value and you can deploy it from there. So in a single job, you can perform all these particular configurations. And next one, we do have a template options here. So templates are very much useful. We depends upon the end user's request. We created the templates. Let us say, in case if you want to lock the computers, in case of it is idle for 60 minutes. For that, if we don't have the predefined configuration, we have a predefined template for it. Likewise, we do have around 70 predefined templates, and we have predefined as well as user-defined templates. So user-defined templates are nothing but the configurations which you are, so the configurations you are creating, you can add find them to the users. Getting, for example, plus is central to the printer. In other time, same. So let us for a station to the service display computer. It comes of map ticketing the background and it is this particular. So it's predefined one. If I click on creating a configuration and which automatically spin up a configuration you want to do idle time mode for 60 seconds to plot. Likewise, you can. So we will quickly do. So we complete on desktop center management and we can't afford downtime. What should we do? So downtime is a major threat for any organization. In Desktop Central, we do have a failover. So you can have a primary as well as a secondary server. So and that can be connected through a virtual IP. So the client will contact to the primary or a secondary server IP through a virtual IP. So if a primary down, the virtual IP contact the secondary one and make your operation keeps on running. So we do have a failover server for it, but it's separately. And next, not that a computer be managed and have a policy. In that policy in policy we find we have computer is not possible. The day is notified to you as well as it will delete the and the delete from the console. Sorry, there are way to fix this. So here, Windows, we have some your infrastructure. They start you having agent so execute script once during every startup or every subsequent cycle or every refresh cycle, you can very well define this. And you can also have an option to run it on a specific admin privilege. Let us say you want to run it as a different user. Yes, you can map the credential of a root user. The desktop will take this credential and run the script silently on the end user's machine. Uh, uh, yeah, how can I do this? Desktop center, the using console, everything will be on a based. So you can create your own roles, or else you can use the existing roles here. So here, model ID set manager, he only access the inventory data of the product. So he only see the inventory option, the rest of them blank. You can also create your own role and you can define it for an L1 or an L2. You can give a read or a write access for the, or you can give a full content to the here. Once you create a role, you can add the name to that particular definition. So you can give the username and you can call the role that is ITS manager. And moreover, you also have an option to define which computers they are going to manage. They can manage all the computers or a specific group of computer or a specific location computers. So if you have a location assignment, you can create a group and you can define a scope for them. So this particular, the computers which belongs to this particular computer can be managed by this particular technician here. Next one, I want to ensure user recognize as the application. How do I also modified, and whatever the reports you are exporting, it will be comes with your company logo. You can very well read that. And we quickly run through the questions. We have 9 questions. We quickly run through it. The desktop central allows you to block USB device for particular IP range. Yes, desktop central do have an option to block the USBs based on IP range. Let us say I will define a USB configuration here. Here in the target section, in select remote access, and I can define which IP range or IP address I want to deploy. I can able to define this IP range and I can deploy the same. And moreover, we have USB reports. USB block is very something important. It is not easy for a technician to identify which computers are enabled, which computers are disabled. So you can come to the USB port to understand which computers are enabled this policy, which computers are disabled this policy. If the policy is enabled, what type of policy is enabled? It is for blocking the thumb drive, external hard drive, or a Bluetooth device. You can very well get those support based on user-wise as well as computer-wise. So you get a clear picture of what is blocked, what is not blocked in this USB report. And next one, can website security certificates be deployed to workstation and multi-browser? You can do. We do have a browser configuration desktop center. You can very use browser configuration to deploy the certificate. And also, in case if you want to deploy a local certificate for a user, external monitors. Here, because we use the port level blockage and we get the device instant ID from the device manager and we block the same. Even though it's on it from keyboard or from an external monitor, we will block. Can the 90 minutes refresh policy be changed? So as of now, we are not having an option to do it. So 90 minutes refresh policy plays an active role in scaling the product. Centers can scale up to 30,000 points. So this 90 minutes policy not is modified as of now. GDPR compliance desktop center. So here we have a dedicated team. They used to keep on checking the whatever the compliance changes in not only GDPR, every compliance changes, we have a dedicated team to track it. And if there is something to be enhanced from the product, we'll apply the same to. Recently, we come up with export settings. So it will help us to mark the PII values, personal identification values. So it will remove the information like computer name, username, and IP address. It will remove the personal values. In case if you want to retain it, you can we will retain it. So this export setting is helpful for you to stop exposing the data to unwanted in the form of a report to a different entity. Next part, if you configure a set of restrictions sites in a collection wizard, but doesn't select a web browser, does the restrictions apply to the default web browser or not the web browser? If we didn't select a browser here, by default, we'll apply this policy to the default web browser which is on the computer. And how secure is my desktop center? So desktop center, we have a separate security settings that will help you to understand how secure it is. You have a security the modifications here. You can increase the security scores by giving a strong password or doing multi-factor authentication. And we do support a SAML. You can do a federation service for or an SSO provider can also get linked with the product to the central console. And we also enable HTTPS connection between the agent and the server, or from the server to the agent variable, increase it. So it depends upon the options it is selecting in the security score. You can see how secure the desktop center of this console here. And is there a way to optimize the power consumption level in my network computer? Yes, we do have an option to create a power schema. So here we have an option called power management. So this will helpful for you to create a schema as well as delete a schema. Here. In case if you want a system uptime report, also get it from the report session. So you can create or delete or modify an existing schema, and you can modify from the desktop console itself. And what happened to the configuration if any of the target computers are down? So in case if a computer is turned down during the time of deployment, we can very well ask Desktop Central to install on during the next 90 minutes or during its startup. So you can very well use the retry option in Desktop Central. So this will helpful for you to get high success rate. So I can ask Desktop Central to retry 3 or 4 times, 2 times during the system startup, 2 times during the refresh. So even though it is the computer is turned off during the time of deployment, Desktop Central and get it back and push the policies without any issues. And last but not my user has deleted the created desktop shortcut. Should I deploy the configuration? We have an option to deploy this configuration on every startup. If you enable this option, Desktop Central check for this configuration. If the configuration is not present, it will redeploy it again. So there is no need for administrator to redeploy a configuration if it is deleted. And last question, if workstation is not domain, can you manage workstation in workgroups? Yes, Desktop Central helps you to manage multiple workgroups as well as multiple domains from a single console. So that's limitation. And this product works without AD dependency. As long as the agent finds a way to communicate with Desktop Central, you can perform all the operations without any issues. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for your patience and listening to me. So you can rate us station from 1 to 5, where 5 is the best. And you can also, these are our handles on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You can get it follow to get the latest updates from Manage Engine. And in case if you like to have personal demo, yes, we do a personal free demo as well as free proof of concept. We in that session we will interact with your solution architect. What would be the best offering for your infrastructure? And we will on few devices to schedule the same. Thank you. Thank you for your time. You all have a great day. Stay safe.